Before we dive into the juicy details, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our celebrity updates. You'll want to be the first to know all about the latest stories, especially one like this. So, what's the scoop with George Clooney and his surprising divorce news? Well, in a shocking move, Nick Clooney, George's father, has broken his silence on the matter, just days before Christmas. Let's dig into the full story of how this unexpected revelation unfolded. It's Christmas Eve, and most of us are wrapped up in the holiday spirit, but for George Clooney and his family, it was anything but ordinary. The world had already been buzzing for weeks about the rumors surrounding George Clooney's marriage, but nobody could have predicted what came next. In a rare move, Nick Clooney, the respected journalist and father of George, took to the press to speak out on the situation. This wasn't just a small statement. Nick made it clear that things were not as they seemed, and the Clooney family was facing a monumental shift. While George and his wife, Amal, have generally been very private about their relationship, the Clooney family is no stranger to public scrutiny. But this time, Nick's comments came as a shock. With George and Amal's relationship having appeared stable to the public eye, it was difficult for fans to believe what they were hearing. Nick Clooney's words cut through the holiday cheer like a knife, and now, the world wants answers. Nick's words were measured, yet filled with emotion. According to Nick, George had been going through a difficult time in his personal life, especially with the overwhelming pressures that come with balancing his career and family life. George is facing the hardest decision of his life, Nick told reporters. It's something none of us saw coming, and it's heartbreaking for him, for Amal, and for everyone who loves them. He emphasized that George's struggles had been growing for months, even as he maintained his usual public persona. The Clooney family, famous for their high-profile charitable efforts and smooth public appearances, was now dealing with a much more personal crisis behind closed doors. Nick went on to suggest that the divorce was a mutual decision, yet added that it had been incredibly hard for George to come to terms with the change, especially with the holidays so close. Nick didn't shy away from mentioning Amal, although he was careful with his words. He described her as an incredibly strong woman, who had also faced her own challenges in the marriage. It seems that the pressure of their global lifestyles, George being an A-list actor and philanthropist, and Amal a renowned international lawyer, had taken a toll on their once glamorous union. According to Nick, Amal had been more focused on her career and global causes, while George had been navigating the complex world of Hollywood and his personal goals, both of which created a growing distance between the couple. This wasn't a story of infidelity or scandal, but more a tale of two people who, despite their deep love for one another, had grown apart due to the demands of their respective worlds. Nick's comments also suggested that Amal was, in some ways, the stronger party in the relationship, remaining composed and focused as George battled his own demons. Their decision to part ways was mutual, but it wasn't easy. With the marriage in flux, many are wondering how this will affect George's public life and career. Will this divorce lead to a period of reclusiveness for the actor, or will it inspire new roles and projects? If there's one thing that can be said about George Clooney, it's that he thrives on challenge. He's not the type to back down in the face of personal struggle. As his father, Nick pointed out, George is not only an actor but also a powerful force in the world of philanthropy and film production. Nick didn't sugarcoat the reality of this situation, but he also noted that George's career could likely flourish even more after the split. He has always been resilient, and Nick believes George will channel his energy into his work and his passion for global causes. He's a fighter, and he'll come through this. He always does, Nick shared. As for Amal, Nick had little to say directly about her future but did hint at the fact that she would continue to thrive in her own right. A brilliant lawyer and a tireless advocate for human rights, Amal's career won't be affected by the divorce. In fact, she may be more focused than ever on her causes now that she no longer has to split her attention between her high-profile marriage and her professional life. Nick expressed admiration for Amal's dedication to her work, saying, "Amal's got a strength that people don't often see. She's going to keep doing what she does best, regardless of the changes in her personal life." Christmas Eve might not have been the holiday anyone expected, but it brought clarity to what had been a very confusing and emotional time for the Clooney family. George and Amal are facing a crossroads, but according to Nick, both of them are handling the situation with grace, and there's no ill will between them. They are simply two people who, as Nick put it, couldn't find a way to make it work anymore. This will be a long road for George, Amal, and the Clooney family, but the love and support of their inner circle will likely see them through the hard times ahead. That's all for today. If you're following the Clooney family drama, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on George, Amal, and the latest in celebrity news.